Hi guys, I'm Jared, and today we're talking about what's new in board gaming as of April 22nd, 2022. I'll be covering the latest news, announcements, most played games, hot new Kickstarters and crowdfunded games, and more related to board gaming for the past 2 weeks. At the end, I'll also be sharing what's going on behind the scenes with my YouTube channel, Meeple Mentor. So stick around, we've got a lot to cover. Leave me a like and comment on what kinds of updates that you want to hear more about. To make sure that you don't miss my news updates, new video tutorials, and our podcast episodes, be sure to subscribe on YouTube and your preferred streaming platform. Let's talk first about games being crowdfunded right now. Over on Indiegogo, find the perfect blend of board and video games that gives life to your cards, pawns, and dice in Square One, the board game console. It features over 20 games and is funding on April 30th. For Northwood is an award-winning solo precision trick-taking game. Your objective is to peacefully unify the kingdom of Northwood through conversations with their rulers. Light yet highly tactical. It's for ages 12 and up and has a playtime of 20 minutes. It'll be on GameFound until April 30th. Blade Rondo is not just one game, but a stunning series of games from Domina Games that allows for 1 to 2 players. This dice and card game is for ages 12 and up and has playtimes of 15 minutes. It's on GameFound until April 28th. Last Light features action cards and resource gathering in a true 4X space experience that can be played in an hour. It is for 2 to 4 players ages 14 and up and is on GameFound until May 6th. The Jackass Killers Amazon Team is a game of miniatures and fantasy football. It's on Kickstarter until April 29th. Mini Meeple Melee is also on Kickstarter until the May 8th. It's a battle between meeples, complete with obstacles like telephone poles and crates, all in one little tin. The obstacles can also be interacted with. It's for ages 8 and up, 2 to 4 players, and provides a playtime of 20 to 30 minutes. Join the top secret Paradox Initiative and solve the puzzle of your Paradox engine to harvest worlds for study. Capture strands of time in this game for ages 10 and up, for 1 to 4 players, and plays 30 to 90 minutes. It's on Kickstarter until April 29th. Also on Kickstarter until May 5th is the Dark Quarter, cooperative narrative game exploring the Dark Quarter of 1980s New Orleans. This digital hybrid board game is for 1 to 4 players, ages 16 and up, provides a playtime of 2 to 3 hours. Iconoclash puts you center stage in the ultimate tabletop platform fighting action. Mix fighters from any set, select your battlefield, and begin. The game's for ages 12 and up, provides a playtime of 30 minutes, for 2 to 4 players and on Kickstarter until May 6th. Grab your birding journal. It's time to see some birds in this eco-forward and family-friendly card game for 1 to 7 players. Birds of a Feather Western North America is on Kickstarter until May 5th. Celebrate the 10th anniversary of DC deck building game with Injustice, the Flash vs. Reverse Flash, multiverse boxes, and much more. The DC deck building game 10th anniversary edition is on Kickstarter until May 12th. Discover strange new locations and recruit new crew members in an unexplored region of space in Stellar Expedition. For 2 to 4 players ages 14 and up, provides a playtime of 1.5 hours to 2 hours. It's on Kickstarter until May 12th. Donyons and Dragons is a family cooperative dice battle game with friendly rules. This game is for 2 to 4 players ages 5 and up and has a playtime about 25 minutes on Kickstarter until May 14th. Chocoloco is an exclusive on Kickstarter until May 13th. Mix Candy Crush with poker in this light family-friendly card game for 2 to 4 players. Big Fish is a fun family card game for all ages. Kids will love it. Adults will find it surprisingly hilarious. It's on Kickstarter till May 12th. Cryptic Trading Card Game is a beautiful game developed by experienced TCG enthusiasts with deep lore and unique gameplay tailored by the community. It's for 2 to 4 players and provides a 20-minute playtime. Find it on Kickstarter until May 16th. Drinks with Frenemies 2022 Hardcore Naughty Pregame is the sabotaging party game strategic board game meets drinking game. This edition is for 18 and up, and it's on Kickstarter until April 21st. Can you work together with your tribe to keep the fire alive? For 1 to 4 players, hunt, gather, and craft, and don't let it die. A co-op asymmetrical survival board game for ages 14 and up, playtimes in an hour. It's funding on Kickstarter until May 4th. On GameFound until May 11th is Sleeping Gods Distant Skies. It is a standalone sequel set in the world of Sleeping Gods. Adventure through a vast land as you read branching storylines, experiencing a thrilling tale that hinges on your choices. For 1 to 4 players ages 13 and up. Rabbito, a board game for pushy rabbits for 2 to 4 players, sees every rabbit for themselves in this delightful roll-and-run family game of competitive carrot rustling. It provides a playtime of 20 minutes and is funding on Kickstarter until May 16th. Escape from Stalingrad Z is a zombie World War II narrative miniatures game that is played out on the pages of the scenario book. It's for 1 to 3 players, has a playtime of 20 to 40 minutes, and is on Kickstarter until May 2nd. Embark on an epic quest to save the world from the threat of Anister, Queen of Dragons. Anister is for 1 to 4 players ages 14 and up and has a playtime of 90 minutes per game. It's funding on Kickstarter till May 6th. Castles by the Sea is a magical sandcastle building game. 1 to 4 players ages 12 and up can brave little shorelings, craft seaside homes while living in the shadow of looming threats. This game has a playtime of 30 to 45 minutes and is on Kickstarter until May 5th. Autobahn is an economic Euro game. Pick up and deliver goods to neighboring countries and manage your hand of cards to play projects, building the iconic Autobahns of Germany. This game is for ages 14 and up, 1 to 4 players, and has a playtime of an hour and a half to 2 hours. It's on Kickstarter until May 11th. Explorers of the Woodlands is a forest-themed cooperative dice dungeon crawler game for 1 to 4 players. It has a playtime of 35 minutes and is for ages 10 and up. It combines tile placement, rolling dice, and exploration. It's on Kickstarter until May 10th. Glitch Squad is the party game of foiled forensics and a crafty kitty. Working in teams, players will solve crimes within the time allotted. It's on Kickstarter until May 20th. Also on Kickstarter until the 11th is Shark Hunt, a fast-paced, high-stakes, family-friendly board game where everyone is out to keep beaches safe from sharks. It's for ages 10 and up and provides a 20-minute playtime for 1 to 4 players. On GameFound until May 10th is Assault on Doomrock Ultimate Edition. Play in co-op or solo mode for up to 4 players with a 60-minute playtime. This 3-act fantasy campaign is filled with exciting exploration and critically acclaimed combat. Gates of Bedville are opening soon. In this smart strategy game, you will play as a zombie and compete throughout the fun-packed night. Use your abilities, visit various attractions, and purchase souvenirs, all of that on a modular circular board. Bedville Carnival has 2 game variants and is for 2 to 4 players ages 12 and up. It has a 45-minute playtime and is on GameFound until May 8th. Set in the Chao Phraya River in Bangkok, Thailand, Phraya is a worker movement game with commodity speculation and pick-up and deliver mechanisms. It's for 2 to 4 players ages 12 and up and provides a playtime of 90 minutes. It's on GameFound until May 9th. In Space Lion, command one of 4 asymmetric armies in a huge battle and deploy your units strategically and carefully. Choose which battles to resolve in which order, but weigh in on how it may affect your units and other battles. It's for 2 to 4 players and has a playtime of 30 to 60 minutes. It's on GameFound until May 20th. On Kickstarter until May 19th is Dungeons & Dinos, the card game. It's a D&D inspired, family-friendly 2 to 4 player dungeon crawler with a playtime of 20 to 30 minutes. Become rich and sabotage your friends by controlling the stock market. Learn how to make money in-game and in real life in Market Works, a game for 2 to 4 players ages 12 and up with a playtime of 15 to 45 minutes. It's on Kickstarter until May 19th. In board game industry news, Stonemaier Games reported another banner year in 2021 with sales up 38% to $24.7 million from $17.9 million in 2020. The direct-to-consumer fulfillment of IDW Games' Batman the Animated Series adventures drove up IDW Publishing sales and profits in IDW Media Holdings in Q1. The game contributed $2,118,000 in DTC sales. Asmodee launched Unbox Now, a new board game label, into US retail. Unbox Now is a new board game label aimed at helping friends and family choose the right board game to play together. games under the Unbox Now label also include free access to a digital version of the purchased game on Board Game Arena for online play. Hasbro Inc. has announced a deal with Fandom to purchase D&D Beyond, its digital role-playing companion, for $146.3 million. The purchase of D&D Beyond is undergoing regulatory review and is expected to conclude in the second or third quarter this year. Lost Ruins of Arnak took home the grand prize in the Complex Games category at the American Tabletop Awards for 2022. The Casual Game Award went to John D. Clare's Cubidos, with Cascadia taking the Strategy Game Award. Fantasy Flight Games announced Cosmic Odyssey, a new expansion for Cosmic Encounter which will release in summer 2022. Cosmic Odyssey adds several aliens, variants, and a brand new campaign mode to the base game. This expansion is not a standalone game and requires a copy of the base game to play. Mythic Games unleashed Super Fantasy Brawl, a new competitive miniatures board game which will release into US retail in 2022. Currently, this item is on pre-order. During their turn, players use the cards in their hand to attack and maneuver in an effort to claim objectives for victory points. This game is for 2 to 4 players ages 14 and up and plays in 20 to 30 minutes. Asmodee will release Save Patient Zero, a new deduction game by Helvetic, which will release into US retail on May 13th. The goal of the game is to create a 3-molecule antidote and save the world. This game is for 1 to 7 players, ages 8 and up, and plays in 30 minutes. Pegasus Spiel will release Sky Mines, a new board game by Deep Print Games, into US retail in Q3. Players will try to earn Cryptcoin by investing mined resources into companies and helping spread their outposts in space. Sky Mines is for 1 to 4 players ages 12 and up and plays in 75 to 150 minutes. Lucky Duck Games will release Flamecraft, a new fantasy board game, into retail in Q4. The goal of the game is for one of the players to become a master of Flamecraft by garnering the best reputation in the town. This game is for 1 to 5 players ages 10 and up and plays in 60 minutes. Lucky Duck Games will release It's a Wonderful Kingdom, a new low fantasy standalone board game, into US retail in August. The game goes through 4 production rounds, and at the end, the player with the most victory points wins. This game is for 1 to 2 players ages 14 and up and plays in 45 to 60 minutes. Asmodee will release Unlock Kids, a new family-friendly adaptation of Unlock, into retail on May 6th. This game comes with 3 stories that feature 2 adventures each. This game is for 1 to 4 players ages 6 and up and plays in 30 to 60 minutes. A reprint of The Castles of Burgundy is coming to the crowdfunding platform GameFound this spring. The Castles of Burgundy Deluxe Edition will be revitalizing what is considered to be one of the best board games released in the last 15 years. The GameFound crowdfunding campaign is set to be launched sometime in May, with pledge amounts yet to be confirmed. A new edition of the Arthurian-inspired board game Tainted Grail is coming to GameFound. Tainted Grail 2nd Edition will feature an updated version of the original fantasy board game, including all of the expansions released for the title since its publication, which will reportedly amount to hundreds of hours of playtime. Altogether, the 2nd edition of Tainted Grail will contain over 700 pages of journals, more than 1,800 cards, and 50+ miniatures. Luna Imports will release Fairy Lights, a new card game by Sit Down Games, into US retail in Q3, a press your luck card game where players try to complete sets of identical bulbs to score points. This game is for 2 to 5 players ages 8 and up and plays in 15 to 30 minutes. Renegade Game Studios announced Birdwatcher, a new wildlife photography card game for release in 2022. This game is for 1 to 5 players ages 13 and up and plays in 25 to 60 minutes. Asmodee will release Drinkopoly, an adult board game, into US retail this year. Drinkopoly is a social board game for adults that features wacky and light-hearted rules that are perfect for parties. It is a pure drinking game that keeps guests a little tipsy while they learn truths about each other. This game supports up to 6 players that are ages 21 and older. Hatchet Board Games will release Acropolis, a new city-building board game by Gigamic, into US retail this summer. In Acropolis, players take on the roles of ancient Greek architects looking to increase their city's wealth and glory. This game is for 2 to 4 players ages 8 and up and plays in 25 minutes. Devir Games revealed Winter, a new area control board game for release this October. In Winter, players vie for control of the frozen lake. The game is for 2 players ages 8 and up and plays in 10 minutes. Days of Wonder will release Ticket to Ride Poland, an expansion for the perennial bestseller Ticket to Ride. In this expansion, players vie to gain a monopoly over the routes in Poland and to other countries. The expansion is designed for 2 to 4 players and plays in 30 to 60 minutes. Devir Games will release Regine, a new game in their Devir Pockets line, in October. In Regine, players join a 16th century European court to bet on each other's hands. Luma Imports will release Topic, a new card game by Sit Down Games, into retail in Q3. This is a party game where players try not to be the last person to announce a word for a given theme. This game is for 2 to 5 players ages 8 and up and plays in 15 to 30 minutes. Greater Than Games will release Spirit Island, Feather and Flame, a new expansion, into retail this summer. This expansion offers 4 new spirits as well as a new adversary. It also contains 2 scenarios and more cards for the core game. As for the Meeple Mentor YouTube channel, I've done a bit of new unboxing videos the past 2 weeks. I opened AEG's new card game Dog Lover, about taking care of and adopting dogs. Use trick cards to gather cards from a grid and play them for various benefits. I uploaded an unboxing for one of the cutest games I've seen in a while, Ham's Sandwich Shop. You're a chef hamster trying to make sandwiches, and it's for 2 to 3 players, plays in about 15 minutes. It's pretty fun. Many of you already saw my unboxing this week on Pendragon Game Studios' newest game, The Thing, the board game. It's a very popular movie, and of course, the game gets a lot of attention. I'm looking forward to playing it this weekend, fingers crossed. Believe it or not, I put a small review video up on the channel. It's not for a game, it's for 4 different sets of custom dice, known as Polyhero dice from Tabletop Tycoon. You get great themed sets of dice based on various RPG classes. Check it out. The latest Jay's Takeaways recommendation video was on Stone Age, the ever-popular worker placement game. The last tutorial that came out was on the science game Cellulose. It's a great follow-up to their previous title, Cytosis, also about molecular biology. I'm currently working on the Isle of Cats, and am considering even doing a tutorial for The Thing. Let me know what you think. I'll be planning to attend a few conventions coming up. In May is Recon in Kernersville, North Carolina. Then in July is the Southern Fried Gaming Expo in Atlanta, Georgia. If you're attending, come find me and say hello. In personal news, I was hit by a dump truck at low speed, and it has caused my driver door to be stuck closed. The window won't go up, and of course the side mirror is gone. It wasn't my fault, but the insurance companies are still fighting over paying for it, so my car has been like this for a month. I'm doing my best to keep up with writing tutorial scripts and making those, but they take the most time out of every type of video I make on the channel. If I take some extra time, then that's kind of why. Life has kind of picked up a lot for me, and there's just a lot I'm dealing with. But anyways, thanks for tuning in to today's news update. I appreciate your support. And remember, teach when you can, but always be learning. See you next time.